Good morning. This is Gate Talk with B. I am B. How are you guys doing? This is Sunday. Today is May 3rd already. We're almost there for lunch week, June 7th. Thank you guys for continuing to tune in and get these encouraging audios to keep your week going. This week, we're starting off with relationships. We're ending Mindfulness Week. We ended that Friday. It was a great week. Got us, a little worked up to get in tune with ourselves, working out, spending 20 minutes a day, which I still encourage you guys to do because those 20 minutes are going to still be a reflection on each week on how we're able to subject our mind and our body to the message that we're receiving now. And as I speak, I always, is guided by what, is what I know, what keeps me going, the topic that, makes more sense to me. That's why I'm always, promoting you guys talk, get your voice out there, email me, DM me, inbox me, whichever it is, just to get the topic flowing. So if anything I'm speaking on, you guys are a little unsure about, want more information on, and want to chime in to add your input or your opinion, just let me know. So we're going to jump right into the week with a prayer. How about we start with that? Just a small prayer, nothing too broad, but just asking your higher power, God, or whomever you may pray to just guide our week. Let's guide our week. Let's be a blessing to others through ourselves, and let's continue to encourage each other so we can touch energies. It's all in the will of the purpose. So let's continue to move forward in God's name. Amen. And we're going to jump right into it. This week we're going to know and kind of brush up on how does those relationships affect us in our life, whether it's intimacy, whether it's with your children, whether it's with your family, friends, employers, or even the energy snatchers. We're going to now tap into all what we have touched on last week. We're going to now chop it down for this week and see how does those relationships affect us. We know that we had to tap in and tune in and recognize them last week. So now we're going to see now that we recognize them, how has it affected us? How has it brought us to the place that we are now? How is those relationships, whether they have been negatively impacted or positively, how is it affecting you now? I'll jump right into a topic. Of course, I'm always going to answer the questions that I answer out there, and it's going to jump into how does relationships affect me? And we're going to start off with the intimacy relationships as a woman, as a man. Does your childhood and the things that you've been through affect your current relationship? Or the relationship you're trying to pursue, or that fantasy or happy ending you're trying to search for? Does different scenarios and different scenes and different aspects of your life, how is that affecting your now current relationship? I can jump into it and I'll chime. With me, I have, been through a lot. And I don't want to keep always talking on that because that is now the past. And I am now Gate Talk with B, giving my story out. So anything that I speak on is not to be sympathized or to, need the sympathy. It's all to show you that it's a growing process, So with me, like I say, I didn't have a father growing up. I didn't have a big brother or, any male figure into my life that would show me, basically the ropes of a relationship or the role of a male in your life. So I kind of had to put this image or kind of go into this fantasy world of me thinking what a man should be and not understanding that with that imagination, it was broad. It was only going to imagine how far I thought. So wherever I was in my life, my imagination can go only to that point. And I would get into these relationships and get into these situations that didn't fit me. And I would find myself in them. And now I feel like I'm stuck because here I am now, depending on this person or whatever they bring to the table to bring me happiness based off the imagination that doesn't even exist. This is not a male role. This is something that I had to grow into now that I'm turning 30 this year, understand that a male role It's just that it's a male role. It's something that a woman cannot subject herself to say she can change. It's something that a woman can't say that she, can create better. It's something that a man has to come into your life, and as well as a woman has to come into your life and be equipped with those things. They already have them. If that person is for you, they will already have it. If you are stepping into these relationships based off what you've been through and you're scared and you're running, now you're jumping into just anything to feel secure, that's going to affect you. That's going to affect you. It's going to affect your alignment. It's going to affect your purpose. It's going to affect your blessing. It's going to affect your insecurities, your flaws, all those things is going to be affected now. So that's why it's good to tap into who you are. Tap into your purpose. Meditate on you. Always reflect back to last week's conversations. Reflect on your children. All those topics are going to create a pathway for you to understand how does your current intimacy relationship with a guy, for the women, and for a male, or even male on male, women on women, whatever it may be, how is it going to affect you moving forward? With me, I get very impatient. I'm quick to throw things out. I'm quick to say, you know what, I can't do this. All based on what I have been through. So those relationships, those scenarios are affecting my current relationship because I'm not willing to try. And I recognize that because I felt in the past, I have tried. And it didn't fulfill. You didn't live up to that role of a king, of a man in my life. So I give up easy. So that's me now, and it's something that I'm working on. That's why we're having these podcasts, because it's an issue that we're dealing with right now. People are so quick to give up. We're so quick to say, you know what, that reminds me of something. I can't do that. Or that's going to take me to a place that I prayed myself out of. Lord, I don't want to do it. And what we're doing is we're subjecting ourselves into this chamber of blocking our blessing. Because here we are, we're older. We want happiness. We want to share the world with someone. We want to share our thoughts. We want to share our progress. We want to come home and say, babe, this is how my day was. We want that. As a human, we want that. A lot of people are, very much, like myself, are content with being with self. I can make me happy. But there's no other feeling than going home and letting a person know your progress. How was your day? Crying, uplifting you. So are we really ready for those things? Are we crying out for them and pushing them away when they come? Because we're so impatient and we're dealing with what we have dealt with now in the future. And we have to be able to channel and recognize that our past situation, our childhood, our, whatever we've been through, it's going to affect you today. So that's why you have to spend those 20 minutes and meditate. You have to channel to who you are now to get what you want now. Or you're going to get the same results because you are the same. We have to continue to encourage ourselves to say, I deserve happiness. A male, a female supposed to be this. I am not going to change what she's supposed to be because I'm going to settle. No. Continue to be happy for you. Continue to put that energy out there for you, and the ones that is for you will reciprocate to that. But you have to recognize who you are, because you can only attract who you are. And that's what a lot of us have to understand. Those relationships that we're attracting right now is based on who we are. So if we're getting I'm going to just put it out there, the no goods, if we're getting the all talk, no bark, if we're getting just the Instagram and the Facebook fantasy, if we're getting all those kind of people, you got to think, are we that person? Are we aligning ourselves up to get what we truly believe is happiness for us? Or are we subjecting ourselves to our past and settling for what we feel like we know and what feels right for now? This is a topic that gets deep. This is a topic that us as women and us as men deal with every day, because it becomes a huge part of how we react on our other relationships. And I started off with an intimacy and a significant other relationship because that's important. God made a male, a female, a male, whatever, the situation may be. I don't want to never judgmental on it. I'm just going to speak on what I can speak on. God made a male and a female, so therefore we could seclude happiness within ourselves. We can reach a certain point in our lives where we feel as if, we're content with self and we make self happy. But are you really happy? Are you truly really happy, or are you just living? It feels great to accomplish goals. I want to continue on this journey. This is my goal alone. This is something that I'll share with my significant other as my coming to the table. This is what I'm doing for myself. It feels great. But it also feels better if I can share this with someone, that someone can encourage me, pick me up in those dark moments, tell me keep going. Because, this is a time where we need a companionship, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be something where we're solely committed and ready for marriage. But, as human, we want that companionship. We want that compatibility. We want to be able to brainstorm back and forth, chime our conversations into one person. But are we really subjecting ourselves to that? Or are we just settling based off what we have already been faced with? We all have to kind of pray to the Lord and pray within ourselves that we are becoming that person that we want to attract. We have to, tell ourselves that you deserve the happiness, or you'll get impatient. My prayer for today was, to kind of ask for patience. That's my big thing. If things aren't running in the marathon, or, at the speed that I want it to go, I'm quick to say, you know what, I gotta go. This is channeling me down. But sometimes that's what we need. I ask for humbleness. I ask for patience. And then I get someone that I have to be patient with, that I have to be humbled with. And it frustrates me and I run from it. But this is what I prayed for. So that's what we have to understand, that you're praying for something, but yet you're running from it. You're now telling yourself that's too much for you or too little for you. Let me keep going. And what we're going to find ourselves doing is channeling all that energy into now blocking all those potential blessings in our life. All that is now affecting the relationship that we have with others. And I say your intimacy because we all know when a situation with a male and a female, or a female, when we all get into that situation where we're arguing, we're stressed out about it, it affects who we are as an employer. It affects who we are as a sister, a brother, a family member, because now we're channeling all that energy into the insecurities and the flaws of our relationship. So that's why I say, let's start with that so we can now channel that energy so it can afloat from our other relationships with people. Are you truly happy, or are you allowing your past situations to affect your current relationship? You have to be able to tap into intimacy with the person, and not only sexual. You have to be mind, body, and soul with this person. You have to be able to connect on a level that no one else can connect with. If you can get the same connection from this person that you can get from that person, that's not your divine individual. There should be nothing to touch what God has for you. That intimacy, that bond that you have with that other, there should be nothing that can attack that, can be a duplicate of it. That's only one person that can bring you that happiness. Of course we can chime in and get he makes me happy because of this, or she makes me happy because she does that. No. Are you truly bonding? Are you truly at a mind, body, and soul touching, connecting energy forces where you can say or speak one word and that person understands? You can have a certain expression on your face and that person knows. You can get into an argument, or you can become impatient and that person's patient and that person's ready to solve it. You have to be able to channel your energy into that. Because what that does is it recognizes that you are not becoming that person that you're asking this person to be. It makes you say, wait a minute, you're a little calm. Wait a minute, you're willing to work this out? You don't want me to leave? What's going on? What happens and what you do is you now recognize that and you change it. And that becomes a better for yourself, a better for your relationship. Now those past situations aren't affecting you. So that's what we have to be able to do as male and females and as adults. Understand that we have to be able to let our past go, unless that's going to continue to affect our future relationships. That's going to continue to affect every person that we feel like we come in contact with. And now we're wondering why we're running into Dead end, dead end, dead end, potholes, potholes. I'll have to start over with this person. What's your name? What's your color? What do you like to do? That becomes exhausting. So what we have to do is understand who we are. And if we are understood within ourselves, someone else can